I thought, no, that another sloka. The one I came here, no, list was not there. We can put curtain next time. Mataji has told. Curtain. My Ramakrishna. Okay, I will type. Small letter or capital? Okay, just wait. Capital.
Was basically what.
Start. Please give me Mridanga. You can. Live? It's already live? It's already live? Take this. I will play Kartal. Hare Krishna. Okay, now we are going to recite the Radha Madhava. Please repeat after me. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yasodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yasodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Banachari Yamuna Tira Banachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Radha Madhav Hari Gaura Nitai Srinathji Gopal Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Prabhupada Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Okay, Hare Krishna everybody. Today we are नारायणं नमस्कृतं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये नष्टप्रायश्च भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवय भागवते उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकीः श्रीमद्भागवतम महापुराणम की today we are discussing Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 8, Chapter 5, and text number 49 and 50. Okay, text number 49. Itha hi skanda sakha nam tarur mula vasechanam evam aradhanam vishnu sarve samatmanassahi Itha hi skanda sakha nam tarur mula vasechanam evam aradhanam vishnu sarve samatmanassahi Itha hi skanda sakha nam tarur mula vasechanam evam aradhanam vishnu sarve samatmanassahi Itha hi skanda sakha nam tarur mula vasechanam evam aradhanam vishnu sarve samatmanassahi Itha hi skanda sakha nam tarur mula vasechanam evam aradhanam vishnu sarve samatmanassahi Itha hi skanda sakha nam tarur mula vasechanam evam aradhanam vishnu sarve samatmanassahi Itha hi skanda sakha nam tarur mula vasechanam evam aradhanam vishnu sarve samatmanassahi Itha hi skanda sakha nam tarur mula vasechanam evam aradhanam vishnu sarve samatmanassahi Itha hi skanda sakha nam tarur mula vasechanam evam aradhanam vishnu sarve samatmanassahi Okay, now word meaning, translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Yatha is, he indeed, skanda of the trunk, sakha nam and of the branches, tarho of a tree, mulaha the root, avasechanam watering, evam in this way, aradhanam worship, Vishnu of Lord Vishnu, sarvesam of everyone, atmanaha of the super soul, cha also, he indeed. Translation. When one pours water on the root of a tree, the trunk and branches of the tree are automatically pleased. Similarly, when one becomes a devotee of Lord Vishnu, everyone is served, for the Lord is the super soul of everyone. Purport. by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. As stated in the Padma Purana, Aradhanam sarvesam Vishnur aradhanam param tasmat parataram devi tadiyanam samarsanam. Of all types of worship, worship of Lord Vishnu is best, and better than the worship of Lord Vishnu is the worship of his devotees, the Vaishnava. There are many demigods worshipped by people who are attached to material desires. Kamaesteterita jnana prapadhante anye devataha. Because people are embarrassed by so many material desires, they worship Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, the Ganesh, Kali, Durga, Ganesha, and Surya to achieve different results. However, one can achieve all these results simultaneously just by worshipping Lord Vishnu. As stated elsewhere in Bhagavatam, 4th canto, 31 chapter, 14 sloka, Yatha tarur mula nisechanena tripyanti skanda bhujopasakhaha pranopaharcha yathendriyanam tatheva sarvarhanam achyutejyaha. Just by pouring water on the root of a tree, one nourishes its trunk and all its branches, fruits and flowers. And just by supplying food to the stomach, one satisfies all the limbs of the body. Similarly, by worshipping Lord Vishnu, one can satisfy everyone. Krishna consciousness is not a sectarian religious movement. Rather, it is meant for all embarrassing welfare activities of the world. One can enter this movement without discrimination in terms of caste, creed, religion, and nationality. If one is trained to worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, who is the origin of Vishnu Tattva, one can become fully satisfied and perfect in all respects. Text 50. Namastubhyam anantaya durvi tarkyatma karmanehe nirgunaya gunesaya swattvasthaya cha sampratam. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. My Lord, all obeisances unto you, who are eternal, beyond time's limits of past, present, and future. You are inconceivable in your activities. You are the master of the three modes of material nature. And being transcendental to all material qualities, you are free from material contamination. You are the controller of all three of the modes of nature, but at the present you are in favor of quality of goodness. Let us offer our respectful obeisances unto you. Purport. The Supreme Personality of Godhead controls the material activities manifested by the three modes of material nature. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, Nirgunam guna bhoktri cha, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is always transcendental to the material qualities, Sattva-guna, Raja-guna, and Tama-guna. But nonetheless, He is their controller. The Lord manifests Himself in three features as Brahma, Vishnu, and Maheshwara. To control these three qualities, He personally takes charge of Sattva-guna as Lord Vishnu, and He entrusts the charge of Raja-guna and Tama-guna to Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva. Ultimately, however, He is the controller of all three gunas. Lord Brahma, expressing his appreciation, said that because Lord Vishnu had now taken charge of the activities of goodness, there was every hope that the demigods would be successful in fulfilling their desires. The demigods were harassed by the demons who were infested with Tamoguna. However, as Lord Brahma has previously described, since the time of Sattva-guna had now arrived, the demigods could naturally expect to fulfill their desires. The demigods are supposedly well advanced in knowledge, yet they could not understand the knowledge of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, the Lord is addressed here as Anantaya. As the Lord Brahma knows past, present, and future, he is unable to understand the unlimited knowledge of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yeah, that's all. Okay. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports of the 8th canto, 5th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled "The Demigods Appeal to the Lord for Protection." Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanasalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishnavastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gaurvani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Today we are going to discuss Srimad Bhagavatam chapter 5 and two texts, the last two texts of this chapter 5, 10th, 8th canto, text 49 and last text that is 50. And we just studied here about slokas. We recited the slokas with their word meaning, translation, and purport by our spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada. Here in text 49, it has been described here about the importance of doing devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna. It is described here that there are many demigods in our Vedic culture. There are many demigods, but the Supreme Personality of Godhead is single, right? He is only one, right? In many times, people may argue that the God of Hindu religion, there are many, right? So there cannot be many gods. One God should be there. So giving this argument, right, in Nepal, in that India also might be, right? Many people they are enforced to change their religion, right, to Christianity and something other might be. But actually, what is this? That tradition there is they are not studying the scriptures, right? They even don't know Bhagavad Gita, which is the that main literature, Vedic literature of ours, right? Because it is not taught in universities, neither it is taught in high schools or primary schools. So they are unfamiliar about their own culture. Being unfamiliar about their own culture, they are easily pursued to change their culture, right, to another culture. And here, it is clearly explained here by Lord Brahma, who is the supreme creature in this material world. He is most intelligent, right, creature in this material world. And what he is saying here, he cannot be wrong. He is saying here, Yatha hi skanda sakhanam tarur mula vasechanam evam aradanam vishnuhu sarve samatmana sahi. There may be many demigods. There may be many materially the opulent persons or some other creatures might be there, right? But among all these, Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Vishnu, is the supreme. Right, and here Prabhupada, our spiritual master, is elaborating it in purport, and he's saying that in a plant, right? If we want to feed a plant, neither we put water, because plant takes its food through water actually, because different minerals and different ingredients of the food that is taken is a solution from water. And if we think that I will make this plant very good in appearance, internally, externally, and if we put water, right, with its food as solution in water might be, right? Then if we put in leaves, thinking that I will make this leaf that very bigger, strong, and in trunk, right, putting water in trunk, thinking that the trunk will be bigger, and ultimately it gives fruits, right, grains or something other, vegetables might be. If we put in this way, then the work, right, is not intelligent work. It's stupid work, right? Because a normal person, he can easily understand, right, just by putting water in the leaves, putting water in the trunk, putting water in some or other body parts, twigs or something like that, right, is not going to satisfy the plant. And ultimately, ultimately in the welfare of the plant. And we easily can know, right? If we just put water in its root, right, which is in the contact of the ground, then slowly, right, it goes down, and from their roots, right, sucks water with nutrients. Then easily what happens? Leaves, twigs, branches, and other all body parts gets satisfied, right? And the plant gets grown very well. It becomes healthy and gives fruits, vegetables, grains. Similarly, we part and parcel of Lord, right? We are jivas. We are living entity. We are part and parcel of the Lord. We are not this body. We are spirit soul. We are part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who has many forms actually. Actually for our pleasure actually, right? For our pleasure. For the pleasure of devotees primarily. And of course there are demigods as well, right? Which are the immediate, immediate parts, near parts of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We are also part and parcel, but demigods, they are that closed in different respects with the Lord. And it has been compared, the different demigods is different body parts of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Different, that many demigods can be compared with the different branches of a tree, and the tree itself can be compared with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And if we want to satisfy Supreme Personality of Godhead, instead of putting water and instead of they're worshipping, instead of that paying humble obeisances to the demigods, simply if we that give this process, if we worship Supreme Personality of Godhead, which is our Supreme Father, right? If we involve in devotional service instead of demigods to the Lord Himself, right? We are as benefited as a tree gets benefited simply by putting water in its root instead of putting in some other body parts. In Padma Purana also, out of 18 Puranas, Padma Purana is also one of the important Puranas. In the morning, 10 offenses we recite, that is also from Padma Purana. And here in Padma Purana, it is mentioned, Aradhanam Sarvesam Vishnur Aradhanam Param. Aradhanam Sarvesam, Vishnur Aradhanam. We can do Aradhana. We can worship different demigods, different personalities. But out of such Aradhana, out of many austerities, Aradhanam Sarvesam, out of all the austerities, Aradhanam Sarvesam, Vishnur Aradhanam Param, right? The Aradhana, that austerity given to Vishnu, actually His Supreme Personality of Godhead Himself, Vishnu. Vishnur Aradhanam Param, the transcendental austerity is that, and that is the best of all the austerities. Tasmat Parataram Devi Tadiyanam Samarsanam. Therefore, we have to worship Supreme Personality of Godhead Vishnu. We have to use our intelligence. We have to use our common sense. Simply, if we read the Vedic literatures, the literatures which gives us liberation, right, which is most essential in our life. If we just study, and if we study basic things there, we of course find there, right, what's our duty, what we have to do, whom we have to worship, whom we have to bow down, right? How we can be selfish. In today's world, people, they are becoming, that's selfish, right? Selfish by different ways, and earning money, accumulating wealth, pride, right, fame, right? In this way, in different ways, they want to be selfish, for self-centered, right? But this is not actually, that true selfishness, right? True selfishness of jiva, the spirit soul, is, that how to worship, how to involve ourselves in devotional service, actually whole our life, 24 hours a day. In material works also, if we that involve ourselves by mind, right? By mind, that if we involve ourselves in the thought of the Lord, right? Day after day, one day, another day, week, months, years, right? And the time will come, right? In which we have to abandon this body, which is the most beloved, right? Which is the most beloved. That also we have to abandon one day. It is coming. It's coming very soon, right? And so for that that instant, for that time, right? We have to do that some preparations. And if we prepare, and at last time we can that remember Lord, and we can go home back to Godhead. Of all types of worship, the meaning of this sloka of Padma Purana is like this. Of all types of worship of Lord Vishnu is best. And better than the worship of Lord Vishnu is the worship. Yeah, and another point is here. Better than the worship of Lord Vishnu is the worship of his devotees. One sloka is there, exactly, I forgot that. And that sloka says that I will not be as happy as, that when a person directly worship me, there actually was a sloka, I forgot. When people, they directly worship me, right, maybe in the form of Saligrama, maybe in the form of Archa Vigraha, right, in the Giriraj Govardhan might be. If they directly, people, my devotees, right, if they worship me, actually I don't consider that worship is best class, higher class of worship. I don't regard that, Lord says. But the worship done to the devotee of my devotee and devotee of that devotee in this way, right? If in disciplic succession, if a person, right, engages himself in devotional service, I regard that devotional service the best category of devotional service, the Lord says. So same is here in Padma Purana as well. Better than the worship of Lord Vishnu is the worship of his devotees. And sometimes Lord, right, excuses the different blunders we do in his service. Yeah, Lord Shiva, yeah, that I will say. So what happens, sometimes Lord excuses the offense we do in his service, right? But if we do some offense to his devotees, right, he doesn't excuse. And we have to that ask for excuse from the devotee, from the person whom we do offense. And another is in Bhagavatam also the same thing is emphasized. It has been elaborated, right? How we have to do devotional service to him only, not anything else, anything other. Yatha taror mula nisechanena tripyanti tat skandha bhujopasakha pranopaharacha yethendriyanam tatheva sarva haranam achyutejya. Just by pouring water, yeah, I told already, just again I repeat it. Just by pouring water on the root of a tree, it's actually from Bhagavatam, Prabhupada mentioned here, is purport of the sloka. Just by pouring water on the root of a tree, one nourishes its trunk and all its branches, fruits and flowers, right? And we can imagine, right? If we think, right, a stupid person maybe think, right, the karmis people, they do not know anything about devotional service. They may think sometimes, right, they may not think as well, but that's also one way, right? Branches, fruits and flowers, if we pour, right, then of course that's not intelligent work. Same thing is, right, related to demigods and the God. Just by supplying food to the stomach, one satisfies all the limbs of the body. So stomach means Krishna. So we have to satisfy our stomach by chanting Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This is the way of feeding us, right? We feed our external body by food, delicious food, leaves, fruits. But what are we feeding to us, right? Us means we are spirit, we are soul. What are we feeding? The main feeding thing is devotional service, and devotional service means main thing is chanting his name, right? Chanting his name is the best of all the different types of activities of devotional service, chanting, right? Maximum, way, maximum thing, I mean, that of all the different activities, chanting is the main, right? If we could chant, then other things also automatically we can do. Yeah, one can enter the movement without, this Hare Krishna movement established by Prabhupada, right, in the decade of 60s, right? It is explained here. One can enter this movement, Krishna consciousness movement, always thinking of Krishna, always doing activities related to Krishna, always eating food related to Krishna, always wearing clothes, garland, everything related to Krishna. One can enter this movement without discrimination of terms of caste, creed, religion, and nationality. If one is trained to worship the Supreme Personality Godhead Krishna, who is the origin of Vishnu Tattva, one can become fully satisfied and perfect in all respects. Another sloka, text 50, in 50 also, Namastubhyam anantaya durvitarkyatma karmane nirgunaya gunesaya swatvasthaya cha sampratam. My Lord, all obeisances unto you. Right? Brahma, he is praying in Swetadipa to Lord Vishnu. He is offering prayers. Actually, that lifestyle of every living beings should be like this, right? Always in Krishna consciousness, always thinking, doing activities related to Krishna. Same thing is being done here by Lord Brahma. We have to learn from Lord Brahma. We have to believe, oh, Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, Lord Vishnu. This may be the matter of imagination, right? Some people may argue, right? But this argument is not going to work. My Lord, all obeisances unto you, who are eternal, beyond time's limits, past, present, and future. He was in the past, he is in the present as well, right? If we could cry for him by his name, Kali Yuge Nama Rupe Krishna Avatar. In this age, Kali Yuge Nama Rupe Krishna Avatar. In the forms of name, Lord comes. We cannot see Lord coming from the sky, flying in aeroplane or something like that, and then that landing somewhere else. Not like that. Simply by name, right? If we could develop develop habit of taking nectar in reciting his names, speaking his name. If we take entertainment, if we becomes higher taste, if we could develop habit of getting higher taste by uttering his name, right? Then he personally comes one day. In our mind, he of course comes now as well, but personally also we can see face to face. If we becomes pure. In drainage, there will be so dirty things, right? Many dirty things gets mixed up there. And if this drainage by ultrafiltration process, if that could be purified, then that water can even be drunk. H2O, 2 parts of hydrogen, 1 part of oxygen. That's the ingredient of water. And if we purify that drainage water, that we can drink as well. So that's the pure way, purity there. We can change that, that drainage water, liquid things. Similarly, we, the spirit soul, from time immemorial, not another next, not the previous body, another body, some 10, 15, 100, 200, that species not. From time immemorial, the Shastras, literatures that warns us. From time immemorial, right? We have been forgetting our master. So he is present in present time as well, not in the past. He was in the past. He came as Krishna. Now he went back to his abode. Now that is often, right? We are helpless. Nobody to help us. We are not in contact with our master. We are alone. We should not think, right? The Bhagavatam, Prabhupada used to say, right? Lord is there in Srimad Bhagavatam, and me as well as a spiritual master also am living. I am live in Srimad Bhagavatam, my grantha, my literature. If you read there, then I am always with you, and of course in future as well. You are inconceivable in your activities. His activities is inconceivable. We cannot conceive, right? By this material senses, by this that material eyes, we cannot see. Here, Radha Madhav Hari, Srinath Gopal, Gaur Nitai, we have, right? But we have to see him. We have to see him, right? And so we have to make our eyes so much purified, we can see him. He is present there. But we should be able to feel them. Feel him or feel them. You are the master of the three modes of material nature, Sattva-guna, Raja-guna, and Tama-guna. He is master. Sattva-guna. Sometimes we have Sattva-guna in the morning time, we will have Raja-guna, right? At that time, we have to work for this bodily comfort, for doing different material activities, right? We may be in mode of fashion, and another mode of ignorant, right? When we sleep in the night, we may be in the mode of ignorant. So, the Lord of all these modes of material nature, he is himself. Brahma is glorifying in this way. Being transcendental to all material qualities. Lord Sri Krishna, he doesn't have material qualities. One who knows that I am not in this material body, right? One who knows my real form, I am spiritual, then he know that it's sure that his liberation is going to happen. The Lord has claimed in this way in Srimad Bhagavatam as well. You are free from material contaminations. We have different material contamination, but he doesn't have. Some materialistic people, they may think the Lord, when he descended as Krishna, he also has many drawbacks. He was just a cowherd boy, right? He was taking food which was being eaten by cowherd boys, right? He's just taking like that. And how can he be Supreme Personality of Godhead? Simple child, small child, right? He's just a cowherd boy, he's a village boy. How can he be, the Lord? Right? Indra was also thinking like that. And some materialistic people, many materialistic people may think like that, right? But by the eye of devotion, when somebody sees the activities, right? When he imagines the activities of Lord, right? He automatically develops the love for him. You are the controller of all three of the modes of nature, but at the present you are in favor of the quality of goodness. Let us offer our respectful obeisances unto you. So in this way, demigods and Lord Brahma, they were praying. The demigods are supposedly well advanced in knowledge, yet they could not understand the knowledge of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then what's the condition of ours, right? What's the condition of ours, right? Even Lord Brahma and sometimes Lord Shiva as well, they become bewildered sometimes. And sometimes great devotees and great gyanis also, they get bewildered, right? Then what's our condition? So in this way, being in helpless condition, if we could cry for him, certainly know that he helps us. Okay, in this way, the chapter 49 and 50 I'm going to end today. And if you have any comments and questions regarding these two slokas and what I just said, please you can put. Otherwise, we will going to end this.
Worshipping the demigods, we don't need to worship separate demigods.
Yeah. You can say. I know that. Mm-hmm.
Since worshipping Ganesha, Surya, the goddess of Durga, no need to worship. So why we are introducing outside some puja and all? So Prabhupada is clear that this is for only reading or implement.
Mm-hmm.
It's my doubt question.
Yeah. Actually, you know that you know very well, right? You know the answer of this also, right? Prabhupada, he has clearly, said that, right? Instead of worshipping different demigods, right? We have to worship, isn't it? Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna himself, right? We should not worship other. And you know that if some people worship, then that's also good. That's not wrong, right? The best of the worships is worshipping Lord Vishnu, right? But it doesn't mean that we cannot worship, that different demigods. We cannot worship something else. We can worship, right? The best thing is to worship to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And Prabhupada also that emphasized for the same, right? So we have to do this. And if we are, that sometimes we go in Ganesh temple, sometimes we may go in, that Durga temple. Also we can worship, no problem, right? But our main, that endeavor, right, should be focused in the service, in the that worship of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, right? So in this way, this is the fact. Yeah, is it?
Even yesterday you can see the Govardhan Puja. Nanda Maharaj worshipping the Indra.
Yeah.
Giving the raining water about every day-to-day life.
Mm.
Krishna personally showed why worship. Krishna is personally telling to Nanda Maharaj, worship Govardhan.
Mm.
In Krishna time also, Krishna everything personal. Prabhupada also when they come to US,
Mm.
never told do this, Prabhupada, right?
Yeah, yeah.
No compromising.
Yeah. Okay, in this way we end today. There's some discussion of Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam Mahapuranam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Jai Gaur Hari Premanande.
एक ही comment है first one है we have to respect them.
We respect, we are not respect them. We respect, no doubt. But then for their position is not ordinary. They are not ordinary position. They are not ordinary living in. They are very high position. They are Krishna's energies. But respect is different and worship is different.
Yeah, तो आप तो गाड़ी